Welcome back, Wolfpack. Verlis here, and today we're going to be breaking down some shenanigans when it comes to Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and how it all works with Pokemon Go. So here's the thing. Pokemon Go fans, if you are a dedicated Pokemon Go player, you are going to be massively rewarded inside of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, but non-Pokemon Go players, don't worry, it is not mandatory to play these games for Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. And I think that's something that needs to be made clear because we just got a ton of information, a lot of trailers, a lot of stuff about Pokemon Go Park. It's been kind of growing for a while now, and there has been a little bit of unrest or people that are just a little unsure about how Pokemon Go integrates. But one thing that was actually said during the Pokemon Go E3 demo is Masuda said that one of the inspirations behind making Pokemon Let's Go is so that people that don't own a smartphone have a chance to experience some of the Go mechanics, so that way they can get a chance to play the game. And I think that's actually pretty cool because I didn't own a smartphone until a few months ago, and I only downloaded Pokemon Go after seeing this trailer and seeing how awesome it's going to be. So what makes it so amazing? Well, let's just go and see a little bit of the gameplay that we have so far. So Pokemon Go Park, run up to Dragonite. They're just kind of showing you all the steps, connecting your device, integrating to Pokemon Go, sending Pokemon over, and then they kind of like show the journey of this Dragonite. It goes into the game, and then you can do whatever you want with it. We're flying around on the new cycling road, so you can use it as a ride Pokemon, and then you can throw it out in battle, so you got a powerful Dragonite from Pokemon Go, just like that. But it was level 40, so how's that gonna work? Well, we already have that information from a few months ago with a Junichi Masuda interview. Speaking of, will Pokemon maintain their CP value after being brought over to the Let's Go games? It has to be recalculated to fit with the game, so no, a Pokemon's CP will not necessarily remain the same. Pokemon with high CP value in Pokemon Go will have relatively high level after being brought over to the Let's Go games. How will Pokemon's level and CP differ? Well, for one, two Pokemon same level may have entirely different CP. Pretty much just talk about how CP, you look at it, you can see a Pokemon's stats, kind of deals with like level, stats, IVs, stuff like that. And we can see that the Pokemon Go Dragonite, so this is actually the Pokemon Go CP from before this Dragonite is caught inside of Let's Go and then everything is transferred. So that's going to be a 3,495. Very powerful Dragonite. So powerful, it seems to be max level, just not having like the best IVs or something. So maximum CP, 3,581, and then that gives us a level 40 Dragonite inside the games. So what it looks like is your trainer level, like a Pokemon's level is also going to be related to the level that is obtained inside of Pokemon Let's Go. And I think that's actually pretty balanced, because by the time we make it to Pokemon Go Park, that's the only time you can transfer. So at that stage in the game, look at us, level 45, level 44. So we have a team of level 40s, and then the highest possible Pokemon inside of Let's Go is only going to be level 40. So it's not going to give you a massive advantage, but it is going to help if you're trying to train a level 50 to use inside of competitive play. So that's something that needs to be like, that's something to note, but it also shows, like, you know, people, they might get upset, like, oh, Pokemon Go players are just getting massively rewarded for Let's Go. One, I think it's nice to have an other way of rewarding people that have already spent so much time and potentially money inside of a Pokemon IP like Pokemon Go, but also it's not super broken. You're not going to get higher level Pokemon to beat the game faster. You're just going to be able to bring over a strong Pokemon, and that's going to be it. Now, I don't know how like the IVs are going to transfer. We don't know all of that stuff yet, but we can actually see that a lot of what we've heard is finally coming together inside the new trailers, and I think that's pretty cool. We also kind of see this happen with the Pokemon E3 demo. So they just have like a low CP, they just brought in a Hitmonlee, they might have like just, you know, injected it in or something just to have it kind of work. But then when we capture this Hitmonlee, it shows us a couple of interesting things. First off, it's only level 1, so that matches with its low CP, and we gain experience. So there's going to be some shenanigans at play for sure. If you know, you catch a level 40 Dragonite and get that experience with like this bonus multiplier and all kinds of crazy things. Also, you get items, and this is why I am so happy about Pokemon Let's Go in general. I'm not talking about Pokemon Go connectivity, but it feels like every single action you take inside of Pokemon Let's Go rewards you. That you catch a Pokemon, you have a chance of getting an item. That item helps you catch further Pokemon. You're gaining experience. You can go and then release those Pokemon for candies, which become EVs for competitive play, and the EVs are going to function roughly the same with the candies, because if you get a Pokemon that would normally give you hit point EVs, it gives you hit point candies to train your Pokemon. So if you're out there catching a ton of Pokemon being the best. Like if you're playing Pokemon, if you're on a legitimate Pokemon adventure, you're just massively trying to catch as many Pokemon as possible, that turns into competitive. That turns into you being a Pokemon master. That makes you the very best like no one ever was, and that's the more that you engage, the more you enjoy Pokemon, the more Let's Go makes you enjoy Pokemon. I love that. So yeah, now we also see that with Pokemon Go, that if you have a ton of Pokemon Go, that means experience, items, candies, all kinds of good stuff rewarding you for what you're playing with Go, which is why I picked up the game just a few days ago. Technically, I picked it up tonight, but this is going to be uploaded, a few days after the trailer. Either way. So now let's go more into detail, because there's also some pretty crazy stuff. Linking your games. There's no limit to the number of Pokemon Go accounts that can be tied to a single save file. This means you're not limited to connecting with just your own Go account. You can get Pokemon from friends and family too. So if you have a friend that either stopped playing Pokemon Go and doesn't care about their Pokemon, you can swipe that for Let's Go. You have a friend that plays Go, but it doesn't have a Switch or doesn't want to play Let's Go, you can swipe some of their Pokemon that they don't want as well. Like if they're tired of sending away Pokemon for candy, just have them give you all your Rattata, and you're going to be good to go. Although Pokemon that you've brought from Pokemon Go can't be sent back, transferring your Pokemon over will earn you handy rewards in Pokemon Go that will help you in that game. So I'm guessing you get like Stardust or candy. So I guess that's a new thing. You know, instead of sending Pokemon to Professor, you send it to Let's Go, and it probably gives you candies and maybe even more rewards for integrating into another Pokemon game or something like that. Again, every action, everything you do is going to be rewarded in Go, Let's Go, one way or another. All of your work isn't meaningless, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things about this game. Now, here's where we get to the shenanigans, because we've seen all kinds of candies. There's large candies. Still don't really know how those work, but maybe we'll figure it out. We have regular candies, which seem to boost a stat, or stat by 1 point. And then we have candies like in Pokemon Go. We have species candy. Alright, so there are different kinds of candies, and each has a different effect. For example, giving Pikachu a quick candy will increase its speed stat. Other candies will increase hit points or attack. There are even some candies that have an effect on a particular species of Pokemon. Use all these different candies wisely to raise a super strong Pokemon. You'll be able to acquire candies by successfully completing games in the play yard of Pokemon Go complex. Can also send Pokemon to Professor Oak to assist his research. He will give you candies in return. It seems there are even more ways of getting candies. Try taking one of your Pokemon on a stroll in Pokeball Plus, and you might get some candy for your effort. So the Pokewalker is now giving you EVs, or candies, and maybe candies are going to be useful for something other than just EV training. Also, there could be even more ways than this, like natural gameplay. You're inside of Pokemon Go, and it's like, yo, the Pokemon that's following you finds a candy or something. That would be pretty sick. So all of this, massive rewarding, but then what about species candy? I feel like the species candy is going to specifically tie in with these play yard stuff once you have 25 of the same species of Pokemon. And we see that in the trailers, so I think that makes sense right there. In the Pokemon Go Park Complex, you'll be able to challenge yourself to a special minigame in the play yard. In the minigame, you'll need to lead all the Pokemon into the goal area within the time limit. Pokemon will start by doing their own thing, they'll start following you once you get close, and then all that. But yeah, your prize is candies, which will prove invaluable as you put together your Pokemon team. So I'm hoping, and this is just speculation at this point, but I'm hoping that you actually get like candies equivalent to that Pokemon's effort value. So what's Pikachu? That's speed, right? And if not, whatever Pikachu gives. I haven't used Pikachu for Eevee farming, I don't think, ever. But yeah, so maybe you get like a handful of candies whatever Pikachu has, but then I think you actually get Pikachu candy. And I don't know if you could feed a Pikachu candy to another Pokemon and maybe get that effort value benefit or something. Like, we don't know what the specific species candy do, but I think that means it's a good idea that if you have like a lot of a single Pokemon, aim for 25 of them and then use them in Pokemon Go Park. Also, you don't need to have them all at once, you know? Say you have like 5 Squirtle with you right now, just because, or you're hoarding Eevee or whatever, and then you throw them all into Pokemon Go Park. Well, then those 5 are still going to be there until you capture them, which means if you catch another 5 or so, you just keep putting them in, and then eventually you'll have 25 of a species. Or, you can get a head start now, get 25 of a species of Pokemon that gives a specific EV value, and then you're set, which means, like, this is madness. I think 25 is a bit too much, but maybe I just started playing Pokemon Go in a rural area, so I don't know what the potential is when it comes to getting 25, like how easy or hard it is to get 25 of a specific Pokemon. But I mean, Rattata's everywhere, and they give speed. So you get 25 Rattata, you throw them in there, you play this mini game, and then maybe you get speed candies. If not, Rattata candies, whatever. But also say you just love Charmander. Well, if you have 25 spare Charmander, throw them in, and then you get the Charmander candy, which is going to help you set up and get a great Charizard, and then you can go and catch some of the higher level Pokemon that you're transferring for Pokemon Let's Go, and now you just get a competitive Charizard day one, just like that. So I think there's going to be a lot of benefit, and I think the idea is that it's rewarding you. If you're out and about playing Pokemon Go, you're away from your Switch, you're at work, you're doing whatever, you're running errands, and then you're just getting a little bit of optimization out of Pokemon Go, it's going to reward you in a small way as though you were playing Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. But the thing is, Pokemon Go has been out for over 2 years, so people that have massive levels and Pokemon and all kinds of crazy swag in Pokemon Go, day one, they're going to be balling. Again, I think that's fair, especially now. Like, if you're complaining about this now, then why don't you pick up Pokemon Go and then play it more, and then that way you're not going to be as far behind. Again, also competitive Pokemon, people just get it, and then you can still get, you don't need Pokemon Go to get competitive Pokemon, so if you, massively grind in Let's Go, you're going to be as rewarded. I like this. It's alternative ways of playing, it all leads to competitive, it all leads to a great end game, and then longevity. People are saying that Pokemon Let's Go isn't going to have replayability. How? Everything that they've shown just shows insane amounts of replayability. It's going to take a while to complete the Pokedex. You got shiny hunting after that. Competitive is why Red and Blue is one of the greatest selling games of all time, the most selling RPG game, and why Pokemon Red and Blue was successful. That you get Pokemon, you battle them with your friends, and that's what it's about, being a Pokemon master. The entire game is just dogfighting creatures, and then you can do that on all kinds of scales. Yeah, competitive's alive, post-game's alive, cool features are alive, min-maxing is alive, everything you do is going to be rewarding, and I freaking love this game because of it. I don't understand how anyone could be against it. I mean, I guess if you're not a Pokemon Go fan, yeah, but then don't openly talk about how bad the games are, because it's still a main series game. And if you don't like that, then I don't understand. People are just being unnecessarily negative, so whatever. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.